I'm gonna fire up. We've warmed up the engine. I'm going to start feeding this. Kelsey has a stopwatch. She's going to hit start as soon as the saws start biting, and she'll hit stop right here. So twin blade, this one fixed, this one movable. It's a really well-made piece of equipment. We've got 10 feet of length, 20 seconds would hit the 30 board feet per minute. Hey, Howard here at 82 Maple, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Woodmizer EG100 Edger. This video is in direct response to a channel viewer's inquiry and a wonderful telephone conversation that I had with him today. So where we're going is we're going to give this board a little bit of a slice. The viewer and I were debating the cut speed of the Woodmizer EG100. And for those of you that aren't acquainted with it, it's a twin blade edger. It will accept up to a 20 and 1/2 inch board. It will cut to a maximum width of 12 and 1/8 inches and up to 2 inches thickness. Although I confess, guilty as charged, I've run a 2 1/4 inch piece of wood through this edger and it handled it just fine. And this is the little piece of wood we're going to run through and we're going to clock it. This piece of wood I've cut to exactly 10 feet long. It's been sitting out in the sun and weather for about a year, or at least that part of it has. It has an ugly little knot, or beautiful, depending on your perspective. There, and there. So this will be a test. I wanted to have this width because what we're going to end up with, and this is 2 inches thickness exactly, is a perfect 2x6. But I'm going to move, instead of using the fence that accompanies this, I'm going to move this particular piece of wood over 1 inch. So one of the wonderful features of this little edger is that this belt lines up completely with the left-hand blade. And I've made these additional marks to denote 1 inch and 2 inches off of the blade. And to make sure that we're putting this through its paces, I'm going to move this board over to about the 1 inch point so that we have the first blade, the blade on the left slicing here, the blade on the right slicing there, through the maximum thickness that this edger is rated for, and we're going to time it. The edger is rated for 30 board feet, or 30 feet per minute, linear. So slicing this board from the minute that you hear it cutting into the blades till you hear it coming out of the cut should be 20 seconds, according to my calculation. Hey, we'll get there in a minute. In the meantime, I've got to tell you, I am embarrassed. I have about 8 hours cut time on this machine. I've owned it for 2 years, and this today is literally the first time I've opened up the inspection panels. That's not like me, but daughter Kelsey's doing the videography today and she'll do a quick scan of the yard. By my count, we have at least 12 engines on this property and about 22 pieces of equipment. And this poor little Woodmizer has suffered nothing other than abuse and neglect. And I'm not exaggerating. This edger accompanied us during the move over the Coquihalla Pass and during a nighttime offloading. And you know what? I was borrowing help from wherever I could, and not all operators were experienced. And this little edger literally fell off the tractor and took a fall of about 3 feet and kept on ticking. The only thing that I really noticed was this leg down under here, and I don't know how much the camera is going to pick up, but it took a real bend and twist, and this foot right here is up about 2 inches, well, a good inch and a half at least, from where it should be. I adjusted the foot. It didn't hurt any of the working parts. All of the damage was sustained literally by the underframe, and it's just amazing. So I poked my head in here today. The V-belts are just like new. There's a pair of them in there, which I think is fabulous. The clutch has worked perfectly, powered by a little 14 horsepower engine. We'll go around and Kelsey's just gonna show you a little bit of the inside of the Edger right here. So twin blade, this one fixed, this one movable. I think it's at 6 inches right now. Carbide tipped. The anti-kickback teeth, absolutely critical. It's a really well-made piece of equipment. And then it's right off the main drive line. The blades are belt driven here. A great little idler. I just checked the tension. It's fabulous. And then the drive is chain drive. What a mess. So I'm gonna ask that Kelsey stand back just a little bit here, and I'm gonna take a blower and blow this out. So the reason for my embarrassment is, one, this is a mess. My equipment never looks like this. And you know what? A little chain oil, a little chain lube doesn't hurt anything, and you don't have to take the cover off for this. This is the cover, and on either end is an inspection port and an access port that one can undo one bolt and swing open. Just loosen this one, don't even have to take it off, swing loose and shoot a little oil in there. And I haven't been doing that. How am I supposed to expect this to last? Having said that, it's not the end of the world. I typically lube my equipment after 8 hours of continuous use. So if you're wondering about the funky goggles today, hey, I'm exactly at this moment 2 days and 8 hours out of cataract surgery. And apparently this sort of stuff in one's eyes do not help the healing process. So here we go. Let me blast this out. Let's throw a little chain lube on this. I'll throw the covers back on and we're gonna run the test. Waiting. Okay, I think the air is clearing. I'm still gonna keep the goggles on. Thank you very much. So far, nothing in the eyes. Let's throw some chain lube on and give this little guy some love. Okay, I think we got it. And I'll put the covers back on and we're gonna fire this up. Okay, let's do this. Funky goggles and all. And so the process is, I'm gonna fire up. We've warmed up the engine. I'm going to start feeding this. Kelsey has a stopwatch. She's going to hit start as soon as the saws start biting, and she'll hit stop as soon as the board comes out the other end. We've got 10 feet of length. 20 seconds would hit the 30 board feet per minute. That's good enough for me, I can tell you that. It performs as advertised, just like it says in the brochure. Nicely done, Woodmizer.